goes in there, and as he's walking, he sees all these fucking dead bodies. All these dead bodies. Like, oh. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and get to my review chat, my spoiler review, my scene by scene breakdown of Samurai Jack episode 10. We see Jack, the Samurai Jack, walking through a cold, desolate wasteland, chat. It's not like a desert terrain. It's not Mad Max, but it's that kind of like, that it has that gray, greenish kind of filter to everything. You have these trees look like they're just decayed. You can even tell that Jack is cold. Like, usually Jack, he's like, I can brave the elements. I'm pretty good. It's like, no, even he has his Komodo and his hands like this. He's like, ooh, like even the subtlety of Phil Lamar's performance here, chat, coming through, where he's just shivering as he's walking forward in this desolate landscape, chat. You see these frozen puddles. It's like that, like if you live in the Northeast, you know what I'm talking about, where it can be both sunny, but fucking so goddamn cold at the same time. It's like a mixture of the two, and you're like, I hate this. I hate this feeling. You see these frozen puddles, and it's all swampy and gross. It's wet everywhere, and it's like, it's that in-between seasons. I hate that. I hate that. And he's just walking through this place, just miserable, chat. The gray sky all around him. And all he hears is, come to me. It's like on the wind. He's like, what the fuck was that? He's like, huh? He thought it was like the wind going through the trees, or the mountain passes or something, or through the valleys. But he just hears it again. Come to me. It's like, what? And he continues forward. He walks, and he comes upon this cave. And he's like, all right, I'll come to you. And he goes through this cave, chat. It's long, it's dark, it's deep. He goes in there, and as he's walking, he sees all these fucking dead bodies. All these dead bodies, like, oh. And they've all been stabbed, and they all got, like, arrows inside of them, chat. They have spears. They're all like, ah. Like, they've been here for centuries, chat, thousands of years. You can tell, like, the decades, the century that each person came in this cave and met their fucking doom. But he still hears it, chat, still hears it like it's the wind coming from the cave itself, like the cave itself is breathing, like it's a living entity. Come to me. And Jack continues forward. And he goes to this one room, and he sees this one guy to his left is filled with fucking spears. And he's like, huh. And he takes like a little bit of rock, he throws into this fucking like antechamber room, and all these fucking spears come out of nowhere. And he's like, oh shit, like all these spears come down, like where are they coming from? No idea. And he's like, huh, all right, okay. And he's like, shit, fuck, okay, all right. Whoa, and he jumps. He just fucking jumps over it as quickly as he can. He lands, but the fucking spears come. He's like, shit, and he jumps immediately again. And he gets over the other side, and he's safe. He's like, fuck, Jesus Christ. He continues forward, and he gets to another room where these little pieces of metal, like these little sharp red, like rocks, are like whizzing by super fast. Like they're going like right into the left, and they're like, he's like, if I go through that, I'll be torn. It's like a meat grinder in there. And he's looking around, he sees all these fucking bodies, all these little giblets of these guys that try to get through. They all got eviscerated. And he sees this one guy, with his giant shield, just like, ah. He grabs this one shield. And he grabs another shield to his left. He has him like this. And he's like, all right. Like the Spartan shield from like 300. And he slowly just walks through this shit as it's all like hail on it. Like hail's hitting the things. He's like, okay, just got to hold this up. Got to hold this up. These things are just hitting him on the other side. And he gets over there. He gets over there. He's like, God damn it. And then eventually, he goes to this next room, and it's a sheer goddamn drop. He's like, shit, and he slides down, and he's like trying to stop himself. He's sliding down on these rocks. You see all these people that have been impaled on these fucking spikes. He's like, what the fuck? And eventually it just stops. It's like just straight drop, and he grabs onto like a stalagmite or stalactite. I don't know, stalactite. Grabs on it, like holding on for dear life, and the thing snaps because it can't support his weight, and he just starts fucking falling, chat. And he slides down another hill, and he gets into another. He lands on this hill. And it's like covered in like soot. It's covered in ash, and he's like in a volcano area, and like he sees all these little stone tablets like floating in lava. And he's like, all right. And he takes a rock, puts it on one of them, goes right down. He's like, shit. And he's like, okay, I got to plan this carefully. He looks at all the fucking rocks. He's like, ah. And he starts jumping on the rocks one at a time as quickly as he can so he can get to the other side because they're all going down the magma. We see that, all these fucking dead bodies are like, ah, just like they look like the people from Pompeii and shit as the magma kind of like, because it shoots up sometimes. He's trying to avoid the magma, just bursts coming out of the ground. And these guys have just been melted and shit. And eventually gets to the other side and goes, whew, all right, I did it. And then he hears, you have come to me. And then, psh, wow, this big explosion happens, chat. And we see this entity come out from the ground itself. And it's it looks like a giant, golem, a giant lava monster, chat. Encased in rock and shit. You see it's like the lava going throughout its body like it's a circulatory system and shit. And he's like, you have bested all my traps, warrior. Finally, I have a worthy opponent. Jack's like, this is like the first line of dialogue Jack has. He goes, what are you, monster? It's like, I have searched, I have waited thousands of years to find the millennia. I've waited a millennia to find a true warrior to defeat me. They have heard my call, but you are the first to be here. And they fucking start fighting. They start fighting and shit, and they're blocking. This guy's like he forms this giant fucking mace out of his lava hand. He's like, ah! He's hitting Jack with it, and Jack's dodging shit. And Jack, he gets a good slice on his tummy. He goes right there. He's like, ah, yes, the pain. It hurts so good. Finally, this is what I need. And Jack's like, are you enjoying me hurting you? He goes, yes, I love the pain. And Jack's like, all right, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And the guy's like, what? He's like, no, I'm not gonna participate in this battle like you're getting off to it. All right, no, this is not how honorable warriors fight. And he goes, honor! You insult me, warrior. I know all about honor. It's like, Jack's, well, you know all about honor. You know this is not the way to do it. And he's like, I refuse to fight you. He sheathes his blade, chat, and he just sits his butt on the ground. And the guy's like, but pick up your sword. Fight me, please. And Jack's like, no. And he goes, oh, do you want to hear my tragic backstory? And he's like, huh? He's like, I need to fight someone. I need to have the sweet release of death upon my body. Jack's like, what the fuck happened to you, man? He's like, let me tell you my backstory. And he has this giant fucking stone tablet come out of the ground. It goes, it's like, all right. And he's like, I have inscribed upon this so I would not forget where I came from, how I originally was. And apparently, Chad, he was a Viking warrior, a Norse warrior. He had this great community here in this valley that was once beautiful, filled with natural vegetation and plenty of game to eat. He had a beautiful wife, 2 sons, and a loyal canine, Chad, a loyal dog. But, Chad, a great entity appeared where the moon used to be. A giant, black, inky entity, Chad. And they don't say what it is, but we know who it is, Chad. And it swallowed my land. It swallowed my land, swallowed my kingdom, and swallowed my people. And we fought against it. It takes the shape of Aku. This is a part of Aku's conquest all those thousands of years ago, Chad. Millions of years. Who knows how long. But it's Aku. And like Aku is like, he's torturing the guy's family and the entire valley and the people. And the lava monster, Chad, this Norse warrior, he rose up with the men who were still able to fight, and they fought against Aku, but it proved too effective, and Aku fucking killed them all. But he spared this one guy because he wanted to keep this fucking guy alive so he could watch as Aku killed and burned his village. Killed his family, burned his village, killed livestock, killed that goddamn dog. Everything, chat. And Aku's like, I'm not even done. I am not even done, warrior. No, you have dared to fight Aku. And what Aku does is that he imprisons this Norse warrior inside this giant, crystal. this crystal. And he's like, this thing will keep you alive forever. You'll never be able to sleep. This is how it's going to be. And he puts the Norse warrior inside the bowels of a mountain, and where he'll always be crystallized and aware of what's going on. It's like, fuck! That is fucked up. And he's like, and the guy said, I've been this way for thousands of years, even longer than that maybe. But I learned to control my environment. He became an earthbender. He's like, because I just, through sheer will and evolution, he managed to be able to manipulate the crystal he was in, and he formed this body, and he was able to shape the mountain into a volcano. You used the lifeblood of the earth, magma, lava, and created all these traps. And because that was the part of Aku's curse. He says the only way that you can die is at the hands of an honorable warrior. That's it. You can't kill yourself. You don't even fucking try. It won't work. All right? You have to die, but he put him in the fucking middle of a mountain. So what fucking warrior's going to find out about that? And so he formed this thing, and he's been calling out to warriors for thousands of years so they can come and kill him. This is a children's cartoon, by the way. And so he's like, I have waited, but all of these people have died. He's like, all the people that are doomed, and they all died. And he's like, you're the only one who's come here to actually fight me. And Jack's like, fuck Aku, goddamn it. You don't see Aku, but he knows that. He's like, all right, fine, let's fight. I'll fight. I'll give you a war. I'll give you a warrior's death. He's like, you shall, samurai. But I'll have to use everything I have against you. Like, you have to make it feel, it has to be real. Like, I have to give everything I have in order to fight you. And so they fucking go at it, Chad. And the fucking lava monster is kicking Jack's ass. He's throwing him around and shit. Jack's getting a good old, he's getting yeeted a couple times with this lava monster. But eventually, Jack, he starts cutting it up, and you guys are like, yes, it hurts. Yes, warrior. And eventually, Jack just slices him. He just stabs him right in the fucking gut. And the guy goes, oh, it's happening. And the whole facade breaks away. And we see, Chad, this beautiful blonde Norse warrior is like, yes, warrior, you have freed me from my prison, and I may go to Valhalla. Jack's like, Valhalla? It's where all warriors go. And the guy starts to, because he's been preserved this entire time, but he starts to, like, age significantly with the span of seconds. He becomes like a weathered old man. He's like, ah! And he falls down. Jack catches him, and the guy's like, thank you, warrior. I am ready to see my family again. And we see the clouds open up. Like, suddenly they come up in this volcano area, and we see coming down from these clouds, riding Pegasi, these two very well-endowed ladies, Chad. They got big old bosoms, and they're the Valkyries. And they're riding down and shit, and they surround Jack, and Jack hands them the warrior, and they take him, and they thank Jack, and this guy is just smothered in bazungas. He's like, nah. And he comes out of the bazungas, and he smiles at Jack. He's like, thanks, man. And they ascend to Valhalla. And Jack, he leaves the volcano, chat, and he sees that the sun starts to shine in this valley once more, and it becomes warm. And the cold, frigid air he felt in the beginning of the episode, he doesn't feel anymore, chat. And he continues on his journey. Samurai Jack, watcha! And that, my friends, is Samurai Jack episode 10. Jack versus the lava monster. Didn't expect those twists and turns now, did you? Excellent. Just Christian's motive. He's like, that guy did. It's a great episode. It's pretty dark, Ellenberger. So here's this amazing, because both Samurai and Vikings believe the Valhalla are a similar concept where when you died honorably, you went to the best part of heaven, basically. That's what happens. That's what happens. Jack's like, all right, I got you, man. I get you, buddy. It's a good episode, though, Chad. Highly recommend checking out Samurai Jack. The entire series is on HBO Max in HD. Watch it. Watch it, my friends.